Hi everyone. What is with this? I don't even know what to call it. This like rap song beat? It's so funny. Okay, hold on. You're stopping by to say hi. Thank you. Also, one quick moment. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you could like put a rap beat over this. Aw, I missed you too. Okay, let's see. I like the title screen so far, the main menu. I saw my friend Mira play a little bit of this, and I was quite curious. Hold on, actually, no. Why is there not a resolution? All these resolutions are really weird. Can I get a normal one, please? Like, why is it all by 900? Okay, I guess this is fine, but it's really tiny. Whatever. Okay. It is what it is. Have you seen the most recent FA Cup? Was it the Man City 10-1 thing, or am I missing something? 2 + 2 = 4 - 1, that's 3. Quick maths. Wait, that sounds familiar. What is that from? Wait, bye? You know what? If I like episode 0, I just might. Man's not hot, right? Crystal Palace knocked out by Macclesfield. Oh. Alright. Episode 0, here we go. Of the Devil. I like the name. Oh. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street. And a slight blunting of the night's ambiance. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. This city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all. But I'm plenty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. 'Cause if I'm not careful, this client of mine is gonna die in jail. Oh, I already love the art style. Slight. Yeah. Hold on. This client of mine is gonna die in jail. I don't wanna do it 'cause I think I'm gonna fail. See, like, it's such a good... Morgan. That's a nice name. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up. Oh, because this whole world is lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent, is that what, how do you say that? Incandescent? Incandescent? I don't know. I guess incandescent. Or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen. There's light shining on every last pixel of the map. And someone is always watching. Solitude's a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone. Phone. Your public defender contract has been approved. You are expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. Of the Devil, Episode 0. And he shall appear. Disable tutorials? No, I want to enable tutorials because this is my first time playing. Ooh. Precinct 254. Sorry, Mama's just saying bye. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. Oh, that's so sad. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You would think they would treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever! If I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Heads up. Press the phone button or tap the phone icon to access the pause menu. Okay. You can toggle on auto advancing text. Look around for points of interest you can check to investigate the area. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is a measure of your information gathering. information gathering skills and your own credibility. So don't go broke. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken. Entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons too. 1 year of silver plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, as a reward for any Silver Snow joke. Family must be getting desperate. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive. And clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah blah blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel. And all during billable hours. But there's no room to sow doubt anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. A data pad? I'll bite. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Okay. Keep an eye out for articles. They offer insights and give credit. Choose the proper takeaway and you'll earn additional credit. Okay, so it's like important to read them. Okay. Subway fixes axed. City to refocus on canopy. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy, high above our city streets. Reactions to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subways last ran, and decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long since given up hope on them ever making a comeback. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most commenters and voters' attention focused instead on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign, finance irregularities. As one of the canopy's major backers in City Hall, Long has often found himself at odds with a small but vocal group of critics that consider it to be an eyesore and an amplifier of light and noise pollution, and with Long having stepped away from his political duties in order to more fully cooperate with investigators, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically... Oh, it's a bit louder? Hold on. How about now? For the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically rock-steady political foundation of the canopy was looking uncharacteristically shaky going into this week. But with the subways now officially no longer an option, people and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. The bass is still a bit heavy. Hold on. Okay, maybe now's better. People and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. However, not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least, a few bold individuals see this latest report as vindication, and possibly even a rallying cry. Already considered by many to be a rising star in infrastructure solutions abroad. Aw, thank you, Houston. Tech startup Subterra made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods that could make use of the flooded subway tunnels. But momentum stalled when their first prototype for the city came in at a disappointing 3.359%, or 3,359%, over budget. Though one council member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme, in light of this latest announcement, Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their proposal package. Great game choice. Thank you, Jay. I'm really enjoying it so far. Across the entire globe, coastal cities like ours have struggled to find civil engineering answers to rising sea levels and subterranean flooding that satisfy financial, practical, and aesthetical concerns. Historically, most scientists have attributed this increase in sea level to climate change, though there are dissenting voices. Water rises and falls all time, for reasons we do not fully understand. Are we too... It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Oh, come on. Please verify your account information in order to continue reading the stories that matter. You're joking. Ballsy of them, putting the paywall there. Exactly. As if I'd reach for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing its efforts on... Great. Oh no. I'm so bad at this. I mean, they talked about this more than this, but... There will be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations, pragmatic brutalism. Pragmatic brutalism so textbook, it could teach freshman level architecture. Can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and heart right angles. Civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now, with crime rates where they are, feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. Alright, I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning. Oh, question mark. Oh, I guess that's her? Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Oh, I guess she already did. Great. Please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake hollows charming. More like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Scan the card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great! Now could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card. And my profile. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem. My birthday's... Oh. I did not see the card. Is there a way to see the card? Yes, there is. December 26th. December 26th. Perfect! Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Or, good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counseling Quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection, totally warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor? Can I help you with anything else? Okay. What are you? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. Huh? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever gonna fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? That will be all, thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office, through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to the right, thank you. Ads don't get breaks, and they don't get my jokes. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyways. Eyes gone bad or something? A voice. The terms added to the phone. I have not yet, no. Compared to yours, probably. Thank God I stopped for directions. Oh, I can't see. Is it? What is even the phone? Is it tab? No. Oh, okay. How do I open the phone? I literally cannot see how to open the phone. Is it escape? It is. Okay. Terms. Ah. Okay, I won't read these out loud, but I'll read them to myself. I actually never read the terms in, what's it called? Somnium Files either. Okay. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Also, welcome in Cybernetic Susurrus. That's a really cool name. Appreciate you writing about me. God forbid I try to be serious. While the other rings with youthful indignation. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. 'Cause why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know him better than their priest, their mother, their big brother? I wasn't gonna say that. So, how many of those sheets were blank then? Ooh. No red carpet tonight, officers? Good question mark, cop. Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. But mostly cheaper. Okay, I'm assuming that's the youthful voice. That's the tired voice? You're the lawyer? I am. Morgan, Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Or maybe that's a tired voice. I don't know. Quasim London. What a name. And the ball of sunshine here is my partner. Fairer eyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Huh. Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Give me time to enjoy my cigarette. cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? Wow. Ah, okay, nice. Rice and limes, they're pretty good. And then... Okay. She can't be more than a few years younger than me. Ahem. We're, the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Must have been in London, exactly. I didn't see him there, but... freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. Okay, I'm gonna make him the tired voice. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation? Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So, you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy. A fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. And we've got the bastard debt to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass the shitstorm onto some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks. Their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. But right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet straight through the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about it online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? It's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds horrific. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. Well, we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer, and tonight was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? Was it Sirius Black? Oh my god. Huh, I was being literal, counselor. Huh? Red-handed. When we found your client, he was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? Trying to stop the bleeding? Okay, also, hold on 1 minute. Okay, hello. I'm making some food in the background, so excuses if my brain isn't like fully here. Okay. Hold on. A shooter wouldn't have blood on his hands, more likely would have GSR, especially if it's a gunshot through the heart. Is gunshot residue. I see. Your forensic science class taught you he shot from point blank range or he was near to exit one of the victim. That sounds really cool though. How does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there is in the discovery files. And the ARCs, of course. Join the local net on your phone, it will turn over everything you need. Okay, so ARCs. Augmented reality crime scene. Okay. So it is very much like Somnium Files. But, well, that's dreams. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you two some questions while I've got you here? I've been over-analyzing on your behalf. No, I like that, though. The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? It would have been more likely, yeah. This kind of attorney? Ah, you're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're gonna be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Let your client stew in interrogation all night for all I care. You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy. What with our dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping ground for the police force's most unambitious and least popular. Barren, stark, and uninviting. This must be Rias's desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mote of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack, or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. You shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Ooh, okay. Latest Noble androids receive warm welcome. Bolstered by a strong earnings report and surging sales of the Animate 16, Noble Electronics' stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high. While Noble's latest iteration has yet to surpass the sheer popularity of its predecessors, an increased profit margin has left Noble's shareholders very enthused. Many investors were skeptical when, at their now infamous 2084 trade convention, Noble announced that the 16th line would be the first generations of androids to feature over 50% organic components, so-called warm androids, which at the time only saw demand in the health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance cost cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. And while some critics voiced concerns that fringe religious or traditionalist groups might find warm androids controversial, more business-focused minds feared that Noble was alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers, users that viewed their androids from across the room and not from above the factory floor. I literally just introduced Corey to Detroit Become Human, so the whole android thing is like, oh my god. Also, let me check out my food. Am I watching any anime? No. I've been watching The Good Place though. I'm obsessed. Okay. However, as has often been the case in the last decade, Noble's doubters were proven wrong. The Anime 16 is poised to break profitability records with no signs of slowing down. And many industry analysts predict that these once rare organic androids will completely replace their more robotic predecessors in daily life within the next 3 to 5 years. As described in the earnings report, much of the 16's line's success, and indeed the success of Noble's androids in general, can be attributed to the remarkable lifelike, personable charm of their products. And by all accounts, that charm can be attributed to the work of Noble's famed lead programmer, Dr. David Asher. Lead programmer is the understatement of the century, said Noble brand ambassador Lucy D's nuts, on stage at their latest #Noble Industry Weekend. It's because of his turning solution that every Noble product, from the sleekest assistant to the most advanced intensive care technicians, are so beloved and trusted by our customers. While his reputation was on full display at the event, Dr. Asher was nowhere to be seen. He's always been reclusive, but he's become a genuine hermit in recent years. Are we really to believe he's still... Hey fam, looks like you're not logged into this device. Want to put in your account info so we can help keep your read? He's in the news again. It's no wonder. Can't spit without it landing on a piece of Noble tech these days. Especially not where the state's involved. To know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government use, they're just... Oh no. See, I'm so bad with these. Can we find this in like... You can't read them back here. Oh, articles, okay. I think it has branching paths. Okay, impractical due to increased maintenance, cost cuts, scratches, bruises. So too frail. All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. So if these warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek, it's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. Now I need to check out the crime scene data. I should have been sent a link. Okay. C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C, oh my god. Am I talking to a person? I'm an automated dependent. You need to reply C. Oh my god. It's case sensitive. No! Alright, if I project from my phone. Ooh. Alright, let's see what the police have and... Oh, what the police have and what they think is important. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. And yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. The victim's body. Cause of death? Ballistic trauma. Class 4 blood loss. Atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart. In brief, death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else, and no blood or skin under her nails. Blood spatter, forensics, and all that other good stuff tells them that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. A stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. Yeah, no signs of struggle, yeah. It was hit hard. Hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered. Far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. The murder weapon, a revolver found right next to the body. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Okay, hold on. Check on my food. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing. But all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So he was found by the police with a murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial words would be an understatement. That's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment wasn't locked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this. But no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. Yeah, prejudicial, I guess. What about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris. Flag as irrelevant? That's their technical assessment? Guess even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay, that's everything that the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? Oh. Something in the victim's hand. How the hell did... It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters. NSAIDs and... Triprexisone. Oh my god. A synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. God, I hate medical terms. How do you deal with this, Houston? The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city, and it still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kickers, everything... Oh gosh. The kickers, everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs. Nothing that points towards anyone except my client. Well, I've done more with less before, but not much more. I'm really gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is, I suppose it could be something important. Brat. What the heck? Red! What couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Lol, not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and a phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish! They made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. Aw, this cutie. Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Heartbreak Killer, yeah. Is that the kind of morbid things kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines, old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why did you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? You taking a lost cause prognos work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concern nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the carpe diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Oh, weekend school, oh god. Okay, one moment again, check on my food. Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that gets bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it. Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week? Oh. Aren't many androids in any police station this week? Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Oh, she said what I was thinking. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those worm androids. Worm. Ugh. Might as well call it the adult line. Might see him in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. They have not played to try to become human. Any day now. Guess we should be expecting those any day now. Maybe android lawyers too. Get some android politicians in and we'd have the full set. Get real. People might like ads who do what they're told, but they despise ads who tell them what to do. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years. It might make sense to let machines do the investigating too. The union would. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. So how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Backer Flat? Or Bucker? Flat, as we would say in Dutch. Was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already. They really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. First degree, that's increasingly rare. To say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people. So you gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times, and that makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nutjobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. Oh my god. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Nothing. So the serial killer chose his victims at random? If they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than that they all look like cousins. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women, with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. Oh wait, that was cute. HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. You're really gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? A young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from a portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think what exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly, he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits. Then you put the the shoe on the... What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight by first practicing on these other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. They want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. If he was building up the nerve, he would have panic reloaded. But if that were the case, there would have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There would have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal. Execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or a lookalikes usually, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. You learned that from PUBG logic? That's funny. If you ask me, oh. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth. But we've managed thanks to less biased sources. And we're pretty confident about what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So they interviewed witnesses. Sounds eerily similar to real police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting around 8 p.m. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd be fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered. But things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. But we heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right. Emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was. But the silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrive on the street at 9:08 p.m. Establish a perimeter. Enter through the front door at 9:10 p.m. And then they find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. At which point they move to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand? Singular? Your client's modded cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking about here? Registered with the HOW 85 habilis, industrial grade looks like. Says he's spec'd for dexterous manipulation of up to class 4 kPa, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. I love the different eyes. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, the arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money got tight. The arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, No chance they'd be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a Calver M54, 6-chambered, 10mm. Calver? How retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, timestamp trigger pulls, safety's coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags have made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the very first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then, M45, or M54, that's model year 2054. A 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of his weapon has kept us in the dark so far, but now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by the barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug and play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The Calver your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun. Just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... To summarize then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend. And then he retrieved this weapon and shot her? Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his effect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost him points with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Okay, I think I shall save here for now. That is really interesting so far. I like that. I'm curious what, is next. Okay, let me run a quick ad to see who I can raid. Oh my god, why are so many Japanese people playing Danganronpa right now? in general, a lot of people are playing Danganronpa right now. Ooh, someone is playing V3 for the first time. Yeah, let's go say hi to them. Cause of 2x2? Maybe, yeah. Alright, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Sorry it was a bit of a shorter stream, but I will be back on Wednesday. If you want to join the Discord to see when I go live next, there you go. And then we have the sub emojis. And yes, farewell everyone. Thank you so much for being here. As always, stay cozy. Bye-bye. Oh, really? Wait. They have their rate settings turned off. Oh, that's annoying. How about anyone playing like Zero Escape? Ooh, yeah. Sora, Orion, Okami. Ooh, okay, I like their vibes. Oh, they're on the second Zero Escape game though, so might be spoilerish for some of you, but there we go. Take care, everyone. Stay cozy. Bye.